kids, and that's the 5 second rule. If you drop something on the ground, you can pick it up and eat it within 5 seconds. That's science, right? Or is it? Well, joining us now, we've got John Velasco, who did a study on this to help analyze what the actual merits of this are. John, thank you so much for joining us. Help
Hey
us
guys.
set this up here. What brought this on?
Okay, so a few weeks ago, I was eating in my dining room table and I dropped a piece of food, a cracker, and I thought about it. I was actually using this stylus right here. It's the Adonit UVC Note. It's a stylus for the iPad, but what makes it unique is that it has that guy right there, which is UVC lights for sanitization. Of course, nowadays we want to take all the precautions we can as far as germs, bacteria is concerned. So when I dropped this and I was using the stylus, I was wondering to myself, wait a minute, can we actually use the pen, this UVC light to sanitize, let's say, drop food? The 5 second rule. So everyone knows about the 5 second rule. Within that five second span, it's still edible, right? There's no contamination with the food. So, but interestingly enough, Greg, there are a lot of variables that come to play when it comes to how much bacteria is picked up by food. So, first and foremost is the moisture level of the food. So, the more moist the food, chances are it's going to pick up a lot more. If it's drier, not as much, which is good. There's also the type of surface. So if you drop a piece of food at the gym floor, chances are you don't want to eat that, even if it's five
Ew.
seconds. But if it's somewhere that at home that you constantly clean, then sure, maybe why not? And of course, like I said, the type of food, the surface type, so the geometry, is it flat? Is there more complexity to the shape? Think about like a meatball or something, dropping to the floor and picking up any debris or even bacteria. So those are the main things that go into how much bacteria is picked up by food. But there's the science behind UVC light, obviously. And we did a piece on the website, digitaltrends.com. One of our writers did a piece on the UV sanitizer in boxes. She basically used it to sanitize her phones, and she used petri dishes. She grew bacteria from the smartphones before it was treated with UVC light and afterwards, and it showed that there was fewer bacteria growth with the samples that was treated with UVC light. So got me thinking, right? UVC light, I have the wand here, UVC light wand, and the science behind what it does to food. So UVC light is known to kill bacteria. And there's again also some things that are related to that. So you want to look at the time and the how effective it is. There was actually a 2014 study in the American Journal of Infection Control that found that UVC ones like this most commonly kill bacteria after 5 seconds of exposure. And it's able to eliminate roughly 90% of bacteria, really tough bacteria to kill after only 40 seconds. So obviously the amount of time you're using the UVC light on the food also comes to play. And in doing this research, we found that UVC lights used in a lot of different applications in the food industry when it comes to processing food before it's packaged, even after it's packaged. They want to ensure that the surfaces, the packaging is clear, and even the food itself, let's say like fruits, are bacteria free. So they found that UVC light does help. So going back to my experience, so I thought about what happens when food, let's say crackers drop on the floor or let's say on the table for 5 seconds. Whip out your UVC light. Obviously it's going to take some time. We also say that you want to be able to cover the entirety, not just one side. That's the tricky part, though, as far as killing bacteria. You have to ensure that the light is evenly dispersed, through whatever you're going to eat, and the timing itself. So the big question is, can UVC light negate the 5 second rule? To an extent, yes, but again, like I said, it depends on the type of food you're eating. If it's something moist, chances are, even if you use UVC light, it's not going to go inside. It's not going to clean the inside or even those nook and crannies where bacteria might have got in. Obviously, the UVC light is good for surfaces. So if anything's picked up on the surface of the food, chances are it's going to get killed by the UVC light. So in that sense, if you drop it for 5 seconds and it's a pretty, flat and also not moist food, you're good to go.
Well, John, I got to ask, yeah, did you eat the original cracker that you dropped?
Yes, I did. 5 second rule.
5-second rule. There it is. John, this is an awesome study. I think it's pretty amazing. Also, I want to get one of those UV light wands that you just showcased there now that I've seen that in use. Yeah, the pen too. I mean, that's awesome. All right, well, we've got this article up at digitaltrends.com. Everybody can go there and take a look at it and kind of analyze, make your own decisions on that, but look at the science for it. I do generally subscribe to the 5-second rule, I'll admit. But now I'm going to be a little more careful about which food I pick back up. John, thank you so much. No meatballs. I will not pick up the meatballs. John